Hi guys, welcome to Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. Sorry, I'm starting a little bit late. It's 6 past 10 a.m. that we normally start, so just due to some settings, but we're back live on the show. All right, before we do anything like we always do, we share the links so people can join us as well. Let's share the link in the community. If you've not joined the community, the links are down in the description. You might want to join. Free education, free signals for day trader every day is there, and we can share things together. That is done. Let's share it on the social media as well. We've got news to talk about this morning, and I don't know, probably bear market is starting or not, but I think we just need to be sure of what is going on. So let's see, this is done. Now we share it on Facebook. Let's share it on other platforms as well so people can join us. You can hit the like button if you're on. Subscribe, like, and share. And let's get into today's show. We share it on FB as well. One more place to share it. I think we can share it on X. Yeah, let's share it up on X as well. Let's share it on X as well so people can join the live. Join the live now. Live now. Sorry. Now. Okay. Then let me drop the link. Link is there. Yeah, so we have it on all the social media platforms, and let's see. Yep, that is that. All right guys, welcome to the show and good morning. This is the Bitcoin and Breakfast show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this live show has been great, and I've been seeing a lot of response from you guys. The views is increasing, but we still need to share it more to a lot of people out there to know and get the good work we're doing on this great channel. Because you can see, I told you about possibility of bear market is coming into being. Now a lot of people are talking about it. I told you about the news of the Fed rate cut last week. Nothing really happened to, and you can see we are getting great value out of this channel. Okay, as you all know, it's Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And my name still remains the same, Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, aka KC the Great. And on the show this morning, I'm not going to lie to you, the market is red. You can see the market is dumping, and I think we expected that. If you've been watching the show, I told you yesterday we still maintaining the floor until we break the floor, which is 4,000 with Ethereum. And with BTC, I told you BTC is forming a kind of structure, and we might break the structure anytime soon, and I believe that is what we're seeing happening right now. But we're not going to dive into the chart analysis so quick. No, we don't do that on the show. We'll first of all take a look at the news to see what is really happening and see what the market cap looks like. Check what the event of the day looks like. Then we come back to the chart analysis to make our conclusion on what we need to do. You understand? If we need to sell our positions, if we need to buy more positions, and so on and so forth. All right, without further ado, let's now dive into the show fully. And if you look at the screen, you see that now the main news right here, or you're going to see on all news platform regarding cryptocurrency, is about market dropping down. And you can see BTC fight for 113,000 as XRP $2.96 last chance is looming. Also, Shiba Inu still holds on to 0.0000122 hope. And you can see the market conditions such that bullish market recovery looks unrealistic. So if they are just saying it now, I have been talking about it for like 3 weeks now, if I'm right, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, that I believe we're not going to see the parabolic rally everyone is talking about again. And why did I say so? Because I normally take a look at the chart and interpret whatever the chart is telling me. You understand? Because everybody can FOMO, can forward, can hype and all of that. But the chart will tell you the truth of what they actually know. There's difference between you're saying something and you are acting on what you're saying. A lot of people will tell you buy Bitcoin, but they're not buying. They just want to create the FOMO for everybody to jump on it. Then when they see it's moving, then they will now buy at that period. That is what some of these influencers or some of these crypto bros does. That is what they are onto. So you need to be careful with that. And you can now see market conditions such as bullish market recovery looks unrealistic. And I'm not gonna lie, don't get me wrong, we might still move ahead a little bit because we've not really broken the floor that will confirm that we're in bear market. But what I'm saying is the 130,000, the 200,000, the 400,000 everyone was screaming might not happen again this bull cycle, because the whole thing we're waiting for has come to pass. So that is one on the other news. Another news is US dollars bounces, gold pulse rally, and what is next for BTC? If you know what happened last week or last 2 weeks after we had the Fed rate cut, gold went haywire, creating new all-time high. We saw S&P 500 too creating new all-time high. But what happened? BTC, all the crypto didn't do that, and everyone is saying what next? What is next for BTC? I've told you guys, there's nothing next for BTC. You should stop deceiving yourself. BTC has moved from 15,000 to 125,000 this bull cycle. Tell me what else you want. 2017 bull cycle was 3K to 20K. That's times 5 times 7. What will I call it? 2021 was 20K to about 60K. That's about times 3. Now we're moving from 15K, breaking 60,000 that we did last bull run to 125. We multiply by 2. All bull cycle are definitely not going to be the same. That is what I want you guys to understand. All bull cycle are definitely not going to be the same. Not even now that we now have people that were the one influencing forex trading and now into crypto. I'm talking about the BlackRocks, Fidelity, and so on and so forth. They now have their money. That means we now have smart money in crypto. And these guys, they don't gamble. They are into investment business. They need to make money and pay their investors at the end of the year, quarterly, or they need to do that. So don't think they're just going to buy and hold until forever. No, that is not business. I tell you, if you're trading and you're not taking profit, it's like you're not doing anything, because you need to buy and sell and buy again. That is what trading is all about. Even though you invest in something, it's going to be for a long time. Sometimes you can take your money out of one investment and put it into another investment that is now the new vehicle everyone is jumping on. So if you don't understand all these things, you're just going to be stuck there. You're just going to witness 10 bull cycle, and your portfolio will still be a little bit just above anyone that has been doing it for so long. You see, so we need to understand. And now expert notes that why Bitcoin is caught between macro headwinds. August core PCE data serves as possible key near-term catalyst. Like I said, if the rate cut that we experienced last week or last 2 weeks did not move the market, we might just accept that the bear market is near, or we are already in bear market. One of the two. Is either it's near or we are already in it that we don't know. So what do you need to do? Start taking profits all the way. Before you watch it go up again and you watch it come down, then you wait for another 5 or 4 years. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research before you invest in any token or any coin. All right, let's go on with another news on the radar. And now the Bitcoin bear market is here, or at least that's what Peter Schiff thinks. We all know Peter Schiff is anti-crypto, but don't let us base our argument on Peter Schiff. I'm not going to lie to you. We should base our argument on what we're seeing on the chart. The reason the market moved up to 40K or 70K was because of the ETF that was approved. The reason we moved from 70K to 100K was because everyone wanted Donald Trump to win, and he won. So give me another good reason that will push BTC to 180 or 200K everyone is talking about. Because the 2021 one was due to stimulus. United States printed more than $3 trillion in stimulus and distributed to people. So free money was just with everyone at home during COVID, and they were putting it in crypto. That's why we had the frenzy of NFT meme coin then that bet this meme coin that we're using. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying we're still not going to see rally, but that's parabolic rally or super cycle. Everyone is screaming might not happen. Remember last bull run they did the same thing. We were hearing we're going to hit 120 or 200K, but as the market did a double top at 60K, 69K, we started to see the market start what? Dropping, and that was the beginning of bear market, and a lot of people lost all their gains. So you don't want to do that mistake this bull cycle. I believe we should always learn our lesson. And one thing you know is you can never sell at the top. That's another thing you need to know, because no one knows the top. Nobody knows that. If you think the top is 120K, the market might move to 150K. If you think 150K is the top and the market moved, so no one knows the top, what you need to do is you need to start selling on the way up. Then when it starts falling, you can start buying back on the way down. That's just the simple method you can use as an investor, as a trader, to make sure you are not caught in the red zone again and you watch the market go down. So Bitcoin critic Peter Schiff has declared that BTC is in a bear market, citing 20% drop against gold since August peak. I'm not going to lie to you. I've already been saying this for the past 3 weeks, that there is possibility the bear market is near. I wouldn't agree with him and say we're in bear market yet. Why? Because if you look at the chart right here, you see that Bitcoin has not really broken the floor, but it has created a structure, a nice structure. It has created a nice structure. So when I accept we've really broken, or we are really into bear market, is if we break this bad guy here, let's say 105, 100K, then we test 74K, went back ahead to go back ahead to test this place, then drop, yes, I can now say bear market is on. Right now what I feel is we might just see the market pushing down, push up again to test all-time high, then drop drastically, then we'll say we're in bear market, and this structure might be beginning of bear market and start falling. It's possible. So that's why you need to always tune into the show live every morning, 10 a.m. SAST time, 8 a.m. GMT, every day of the week, because we'll always take a look at the chart analysis and we'll always discuss it and let you know, get out of the market, get into the market, and we'll know what to do. All right, let's move on and let's see what we have on the news. Again, we can see that Peter Schiff now believe we're in bear market. But now let's see another news regarding altcoins, the king of altcoins, and this is ETH. Ethereum sees red, crashes to 4K in a 7-week low. Can you get it? Ethereum price have done below 4,000 US dollar for the first time in 7 weeks as the momentum wanes. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to really lie to you. I believe Ethereum was going to do well before the news, before the Fed news, if you follow me, before the Fed news. But after the Fed news, I found out that since the Fed news didn't really skyrocket any of all this coin, even Bitcoin and all of that, I just was like, oh, probably the bear market is near and everyone needs to be careful. Because you can see they try to push ETH back to the old all-time high a little bit, then they want to drop it from there. So maybe we're not going to have alt season, meme season. It's just going to be only bit season. Then we're back into bear market. Then maybe next bull market, those are not going to perform well alongside Bitcoin. You understand? Remember, meme coin and all of that started last bull run when DOGE and all of them start blowing up and the frenzy began. And since then, we've had memes that have been seeing millions, billions of market cap. So remember, all bull cycle are definitely not going to be the same. So now ETH price fell to $3,994 during Thursday morning trading in Asia, its lowest level since earlier August. The sharp decline comes amid a general crypto market pullback that has seen the total capitalization shrink below 4 trillion US dollar. However, Ether is getting hit much harder following its epic 225 surge from April to August. So I think we need to be careful. You can see possible correction of 3,500 is short for Ethereum. We're still going to discuss that on the chart where I believe the market might push back. I think possible correction for me will be around 3,036 thereabout. And if it's bear market, you know, when it's bear market, the market will just start dumping on to see some investor be able to hold on to that. More news on the radar, and this is still about ETH, and you can see Etherways books 45 million US dollar loss as ETH falls below 4,000 US dollar. ETH price decline was part of a broader market downturn amid concerns of a potential US government shutdown. You see, so like I said, we might just as well accept we're in bear market already, but we're not going to do that until we take a look at the chart, and that will come up shortly. So you don't want to go anywhere. If you're still watching the live show right now, please share the live with your friends, subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always get the notification when we are live, and also comment and let us know what you need us to add on to the show. All right, back to the news. You can look at now we're still on altcoins. XRP price recovery stalls. Trader watching if bull can overcome XRP. XRP price faces hurdles. XRP price found support near 2.680 and recently started a recovery wave, beating Bitcoin and Ethereum. The price was able to surpass the $2.8 and $2.85 resistance level. The bull pushes the price above 50% Fibonacci retracement level of the main decline from 3.138. We're still going to check that out on the chart shortly to see what decisions you need to make with XRP. But speaking of XRP, let's now check meme coin. And if you look at meme coin, you're going to see 2 billion Doge bought by whales in 2 days. What is coming next? I don't think anything is coming next, because we saw amounts ETF volume Doge did last week with XRP, but yet nothing is still happening. This is just some people buying the dip and believe it's still going to go up. What you need to do is check a look at the chart, see if you need to jump on it. If it's not, please and please don't FOMO in. But we're going to take a look at the chart shortly to see what is really going on the chart analysis. Okay, so let's see what is really going on the chart analysis. Let me just paste this here for people to join. So now whales buy 2 billion Doge in 48 hours as traders eye key support and historic chart pattern targeting 1.30 cents dollars. And you can see Doge trades at the trend line intersection, with analysts watching for what? For a bounce or a breakdown. Chart pattern projects up to 800% gains, targeting 0.739 to 1.30 if history repeats itself. If history repeats itself, don't forget about that. All right, let's take a look at another news regarding Dogecoin. You can now see, even with the 2 billion Doge bought, Dogecoin is still struggling. You can see Dogecoin is still struggling. You can see Doge price started a fresh decline below the 0.25 level. So do not FOMO in on anything you read on the news. Make sure you check the chart and you do the proper one. Remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research before you put your money on any token. So you can see, even with the amount of Doge that was accumulated by a whale, yet the price is trading below the 0.250 level and the 100 hourly simple moving average. There is a bearish trend line forming with resistance at 0.245, and the hourly chart of Dogecoin USD pair, as data shows, from what? From cracking. So the price extend losses if there is a move below 0.230. So as I said, we need to make sure we take a look at what is going on the chart analysis before we make our conclusion. And another good news, this is good news. Why I call it good news is because Popcat, it's another meme coins, if you guys know it, Popcat has now been listed on BitSpot. For others of Popcat, I think that is good news. All right, let's move into countries now and see the news we can get from countries. And this is the news that caught my eye, and this is from Australia. Australia now draft proposal to require financial license for crypto platform, and I think that is great news. Another news is from South Korea, and these days South Korea has been doing a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I think South Korea want to be on the forefront of this game. I'm not going to lie to you, because if you see what South Korea is doing regarding cryptocurrency, the news has just been coming out back to back every week. And now this is good news for South Korea and also for SUI token, for the holders of the community of SUI. You can see SUI stablecoin payments, a revolutionary step for South Korean commerce. So I believe that is a good news. And you can see, imagine a world where paying for your morning coffee or your favorite meal is as simple as a few taps, powered by secured and efficient world of blockchain. This vision rapidly becoming a reality in South Korea, and thanks to a groundbreaking partnership, SUI, a leading layer one blockchain, has joined force with what? With others, a prominent South Korean table ordering platform to introduce a Korean won-based stablecoin payment. Since this move marks a significant leap for Swiss stablecoin payment, bringing digital currency closer to everyday transactions. So I think that is great. I think that is great. So I feel like we need to take a look at SUI on the chart shortly to see how the chart pattern is behaving. Remember, whatever that make the news, we check the chart analysis to really know what we need to do regarding that. So that is good news from South Korea, and I feel like South Korea, they've been doing the most when it comes to cryptocurrency lately, so we might be taking a look at them. All right, guys, that's what I have for you on the news segment this morning. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always be part of the first people that will get the content when we drop it. All right, let's now move into the event of the day to know what the event of the day looks like we always do on this channel. We make sure we check the event of the day, and if you look at your screen, you're seeing that we're having the final GDP Q2Q and unemployment claims coming out at 12:30 GMT and 2:30 SAST time, and also we have core durable goods order, and final GDP coming out of the United States at 12:30 GMT and 2:30 p.m. SAST time. And at 4 p.m. SAST time, which is 2 p.m. GMT, we're going to be expecting the existing home sales data to come out of the United States as well. So those are just the events of the day that we might be looking up to, so we can check our trades or our portfolio. And speaking of trading, if you're interested in day trading, educational content, and all of that, you might want to join the Instacart trading community. The links is down in the description, and you can be part of the greatness we're doing on that platform. And also, I'll be launching my trading challenge, starting with $100 and showing it to the world. I'll be launching that one with my coin on 1st of October on pump.fun, 1st of October next month. All right, that's that. Without that, let's now check out what the market cap is looking like. Since we can see there is a little bit of red in the market, you can now see the market is now down to 3.9 trillion US dollars. 3.9 trillion US dollar is now what the market cap is sitting on, and you can see that we have about 174 billion volume traded in the last 24 hours. So the market is dropping a little bit, and you can see trending coin ETH is trending, of course, since CZ, the former CEO of Binance, co-founder of Binance, has tweeted or said something about ETH. ETH is been skyrocketing and is trading at $2.10 right now. You can see Hyperliquid, which is the same thing they do and they're competing together, also is trending and is trading at $42.83. But you can see the top gainers right there. Now let's take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrency on the market. Bitcoin, of course, still remain at number 1 with market cap of 2.2 trillion US dollars. Ethereum at number 2, less than 500 billion. Tether at number 3, XRP at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC at number 7, Dogecoin sitting at number 8, Lido Stake at number 9. Tron is still maintaining the number 10 spot on the top 10 cryptocurrency on the market cap, and the likes of Cardano, Chainlink, and others are now below top 10. If you're interested in knowing where your project sits on the cryptocurrency market cap, you might want to check out CoinGecko.com to know much about that. All right, that's that regarding uh, the cryptocurrency market cap. Let's now dive into the chart analysis. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share the video, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can only be notified when we drop our video. Also, you can follow us on social media handles. You can follow me on X, Facebook, TikTok, and on Instagram to get more nugget that we have for you on this great platform. All right, now let's dive into the chart analysis. I know that is what a lot of you are waiting for. Ethereum is now breaking below the neckline that we put here, which means the structure is broken. And I said anything that make us break below $4,000, I'll say we should leave the market. So what I would advise, if you're watching the show right now, remember this is not financial advice. It's just for entertainment and educational purpose only. Make sure you do your own research before you trade or put your money in any coin. But due to my opinion right now, I feel like we're having a nice structure breakout. Let's the week finish and see if we're going to break below this weekly candle that is formed. If you're breaking below it next week, then I can say we should get out of the market. But right now, the market is dumping, and if you feel like you are not safe enough, you might just want to close and wait for what will happen next week. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has created a structure, but you can see it's still maintaining that it is not broken yet. So let us hold on to BTC until it breaks this 110,000 or 106,000. So we can still hold on to it if you are still holding all this token. The same thing with ETH, it has broken the structure, but let's see, because sometimes the structure will be broken, they will see the market start moving up. So we need to make sure we confirm this by breaking this weekly candle next week. All right, let's take a look at another token, and I think we have XRP on the news. And if you look at XRP is still holding on to the floor. XRP hasn't broken it. So let's take a look at Sui. Sui made the news. Sui has created a structure and it has broken it. Sui is a sell already. You can see it's in red. It's still a sell. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX is still a buy. You can see we have not broken the $28 thereabout. Let's take a look at ADA. ADA has broken the structure, but the same thing with ETH. We need to wait for this week to finish and see if next week is going to break below it. Let's take a look at XRP. Of course, XRP is still looking good. The structure has not been broken with the body candle, so we might still bounce back from there. Let's take a look at Toncoin. You can see Toncoin is still a sell. I told you guys don't buy Toncoin because it has created a structure and it broke it since many weeks ago. All right, let's take a look at Solana, where a lot of meme coins have been launching. Solana is still a buy until we break 185. We can still hold on to. So let's take a look at BNB. I told you guys don't FOMO into BNB because it might just start pulling back from the milestone of $1,000 they reach, and you can see it's been pulling back, but BNB is still a buy. If you've been holding it from around $600-700. All right, now that's that on altcoins and Bitcoin. Let's now check what is going on with the meme coin, and we're going to start with Dogecoin as well. Dogecoin is still a buy. It has not broken the $0.18. Dogecoin is still a buy, even though it's pushing down. The whole thing why they're pushing down is because the market is red. Let's take a look at Pump Fund. Pump Fund also is still a buy. I told you you can't get out of Pump Fund if it breaks 0.0045. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is now getting close to now breaking the floor. You can see, so I can say we should just be careful with Shiba Inu. We should be careful. It is getting close to the floor. If it should break the floor, I'm going to turn this green to red, and that shows we need to get out of the market. Let's take a look at Pepe. Pepe also is the same thing as Shiba Inu, almost breaking the floor. So I believe next week is going to be very, very interesting. And let's take a look at Popcat. Popcat was listed on an exchange but is dumping for some reason. Popcat is still a sell. You might want to get away from that. You can see it broke the structure from there and it's been a sell. Popcat is still a sell. Please stay away from that. Even though we have a good news regarding Popcat, we need to stay away from that. Popcat is still a sell. Let's take a look at Trump coin. Trump coin, obviously, it's still a sell. So that is that on the chart analysis. Most of these wanting to break the neckline and the floor, which is the support. So I believe next week is going to be very, very interesting regarding all these Bitcoin and altcoins analysis. Next week is going to be very, very interesting because most of them are still maintaining the support. They don't want to break it. And if eventually we're able to hold the support this week and next week we were able to hold it, I'm not going to lie, come October we might see all these tokens moving back to all-time high or testing the top again before the bear market start. But I warned you, make sure you start taking profit all the way up because we might experience a flash crash anytime, any day. And don't say crypto didn't tell you. All right, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. And remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. But you know, we cannot end the show without checking what the sentiment looks like, because the sentiment makes us know how people are, perceiving whatever that is going on with the news and the chart analysis in the market. And if you look at the sentiment right now, you find out that the fear and greed index has moved to fear since yesterday. Yeah, since yesterday it's been sitting on fear. You can see last month was neutral, last week was neutral, yesterday was fear, and even now it's fear. And when it moved to extreme fear, yes, that's when you should know, okay, probably we should start accumulating in the market. We shoot up, but remember, you could buy the dip and it will still go deeper. So that is why the chart analysis is very, very, very important. And we do that on this show every day. That's why you don't want to miss the show. We start live 10 a.m. SAST time or 8 a.m. GMT every day of the week. So you don't want to miss the show. Always come on and join us live. And also, if you miss any of the show, the replay will be there for you to watch, and you can catch up on anything you have missed on this great show. So far, all right, without wasting our time, that's what I have for you on this great show this morning, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. My name still remains the same, Ahmed Oladmeji, aka KC the Great. And until I catch you tomorrow live on this great platform, the Crypto Being 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. It's peace out.